Alright y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new here. This channel focuses on everything fashion, a few reviews, and of course commentary. And if you're ready, let's get into it. So I saw a Reddit post that said the internet feels fake now. I don't think the sentiment is new. I mean, I remember when I was younger, my parents would say the same thing about what they were watching then on TV. It's just the medium has changed from TV to social media. Let's be real. Because we are all on our phones now. I think a lot of people attribute that to influencers and the influencing space and videos. But videos in general maybe feel staged or like it's an ad. And that's like, I think maybe a general feeling, to be real with you. I think influencers are definitely taking the heat when it comes to how the internet is perceived. It's like everyone's trying to be an influencer. At least that's what it feels like. I don't think that's really what it is. I think some people were like in the cash in, cash out game, and when the tough times actually start to happen in the influencer space, you start to see the people who fall off because they were never here to actually make a change or add any value. They just wanted to make a quick buck. So you might see some of your favorite influencers fall off because that maybe, or maybe they're tired. You know, let's be real. It can be a very tasking thing, okay? I'll be real. I've been doing content creation and stuff for 5 years. It can be a lot, okay? But I have seen this ideal on the internet that, you know, the internet everything feels so fake now, you know, influencers are to blame. I heard a lot of this chatter recently. We've seen a lot of videos and opinion pieces, think pieces here on YouTube, on TikTok, on all platforms at this point about how internet is fake, social media is influencers are fake, blah, blah, blah. So it is Paris Fashion Week. The row said no photography at our shows. The big deal is influencers and content creators, and even, let's be real, even articles and magazines at this point all have like a social media aspect to them. And I think that really for me was like, oh wow, we're now starting to see a brand be like, you know what, we're gonna pull back on this aspect of having influencers. This, because let's be real, right? Unless you're going to write an article about it, if you're not taking photos, you're not able to have your phone to take a photo. I guess you could tell a really good story about it. That could be really cool too. But again, unless you are maybe a storyteller, a content creator, you could actually tell a story about it. You could write a blog about it, things like that. The road is pushing to go back to the olden days of, well, I would say, bloggers. And I think the bloggers were essential. I think fashion magazines as well. Whenever I obviously have to do a think piece, like a video like this, I do research weeks ahead. I put articles together. I read about the topic that I obviously want to discuss. I have tons of videos saved that I obviously insert in all of these think pieces to show what I'm talking about. So it takes me a while to kind of put this picture together. And I was already putting the picture together about like social media and like the vitriol for it, for influencers in the space, and how people feel like the internet is fake now. I'm not gonna go too hard into the row. I have some of the row stuff, but what? Okay, here's my thing with the row. They've been around for years now. But we recently started hearing about the row because of, guess what? Okay, influencers or celebrities. And I think a lot of people are having like this like disgust, I guess, for influencers now because they're getting like this level of fame like celebrities do, and they feel like, oh, you didn't do anything to maybe get that level of money. And there's all these things that come with like, oh, I see what you could do and I could do it too. You know, there's that aspect to it, where everyone thinks, yeah, I mean, you just set up a camera, you go, you know, record a video and that's it. Like, I think a lot of people, they've seen a lot of the behind the scenes for influencers. But I think a lot of times now, because a lot of companies hire out so many influencers for campaigns, they give all these limits. Like, I've gotten brand deals in the past. The campaigns are restricted. You know, they want a certain theme in it, certain music in it. They want certain like length of the video. They want you to show certain thing on the screen from the beginning. They have all these requirements, right, that they have for the video. So you see a lot of content creators or influencers. I say content creator because that's what I am, right? So I guess I'm putting myself here. But a lot of influencers will have the same video content or video formats because that is a format that was pre-approved by the company that they were hired by. A lot of times people are like, oh, well, everything looks the same now. Everything looks the same. It's all fake and it's so staged. Is it? And I saw this article or I saw this sentiment on Reddit that everything feels so fake or staged now. I think a lot of people are not realizing the contract aspect of it. And of course, I'll be honest with you, a lot of us sign NDAs and it's part of the contract that you're not really supposed to talk about a lot of them in the first place, to be real with you. Kind of say the same old thing because that is what is dictated by the capitalist companies and corporations that want us to do these brand deals with them. So that's what that is. Let's be real. But is it that different from the days of like the 2010s where we saw a lot of celebrities like on commercials for 10 million things back to back? No. Yes, you might be like, oh, that celebrity sold out. Okay, they might have sold out iPhone commercial today and a Samsung commercial tomorrow. But you know, they were there to make their money anyway. So I don't think the sentiment is new. I mean, I remember when I was younger, my parents would say the same thing about what they were watching then on TV. It's just the medium has changed from TV to social media. Let's be real, because we are all on our phones now. I think the statistic is like 80% of the world, billions of people on their phone most of the time. So it makes sense that our medium has changed from TV, which some people don't even have a TV in their home because you don't really need one, again, if you have your phone. So I do think I see sometimes the rhetoric, oh, music is getting so bad these days and this is getting so... Sometimes, yes, valid, but a lot of times seems like what every generation says, to be honest with you. Now, let's get back to the Row. The fact that the Row recently mentioned that they wanted the no phone policy, I think, first of all, one, it's a marketing scheme. And now the fact that they have a no phone policy makes it more exclusive, makes their company have even more prestige, have a little bit more exclusivity. And of course, if you know the archetype of the Row, you will know that the Row is catered. I would honestly, like if I were to describe the profile of the Row perfect customer, it would probably be like a wasp. The money is there, the lifestyle is more of like a classic closet staple, like the capsule closet, some stripes maybe, some patterns slightly. But you're not gonna see anything insane. They have classic staples, but super high quality. And for that, lovely. I think that's always been their brand. Exclusivity, you know, not a lot of people have access to this. I mean, how many people can buy a $1,000 jacket, $1,000 shoe, 5,000, you know, how many people can buy that all the time? And they know this. I think they are really using that to be a marketing ploy, in my opinion. I think it just kind of fuels, I guess, that like anti-influencer hate, right? But you know what? I'll be honest, right? Influencers had it really great. For 2020 to like, I would say 2023, early 2023, people loved influencers. They loved them. That was maybe like the golden height. I still don't think we're out of the golden days of influencing. I'll be real with you. It's a fairly new field and it's still on the rise. Like people can say, oh, I hate it, but they still will go to an influencer or someone on the internet to review what they want to buy. So that is the power of influencer. And obviously it's intentional. That is their brand archetype. I think they're going strong for their brand archetype. And I think this is a marketing ploy in general because then it creates more exclusivity. You want to go to their website. You want to see people who talk about it in length, discuss their clothes, elevated point of view, which again is their overarching theme. That's the Row for you. I do think the Row have quality. They do have quality pieces. I have some shoes from the Row. They're quality, okay? I do like them. I think they're great. I don't think they're as comfortable, to be honest, for the price, to be real. But bag-wise, handbag-wise, I don't know if I would invest in them for that. Some clothes, maybe. I do think their clothes have good quality. But again, it is still closet staple, closet classic pieces. I'm not there yet with them when it comes to my dedication, but I do know some people. I've seen a lot of people who are very into the Row. We've seen the rise of the Row Margot bag recently. The new Hermes. Both of them are ugly. Sorry. I don't know. Maybe in 10 years I'll change my mind and I'll think they're pretty. But they just remind me of briefcases for women. And I don't even know if I like briefcases for men. But it is a look if you can pull it off. So for me, yeah. You know, but again, social media did that. Now, I'm not saying they weren't doing well before, but the Row did blow up. Let's be real. Did anybody know about the Row before like 2019? Maybe super exclusive, again, very wealthy people, but in mainstream media, not really, right? So I do think they're missing out on the marketing aspect of that. But if you actually watch my video where I talk about all of the fashion weeks, like I mentioned, I did talk about how the idea of having media there, it is an idea of exclusivity in itself. The fact that you can pick who you want, obviously, to sit at the front row of your show, the idea that you can even have a show in the first place, which costs over $100,000 most times for a show to even happen, right? So the fact that you can do all of this, you already know you're coming from a place of wealth. Only brands that have money can even do that in the first place. So I don't think they're lacking. I think they maybe want to roll back. But I really think, like I mentioned in my video, it depends on your return on investment. Their return on investment is probably not focused right now on marketing or their social media aspect. Maybe they've had enough of social media. Now they're trying to focus more on the creative aspect, I guess, maybe. We'll see. Maybe the money they were gonna divest into influencing is now going to more creative ventures. I would love to see more creativity from them. I mentioned in my other video, I feel like fashion is always kind of been, or the privilege of being in fashion or being in with the trends or whatever has always been a privilege of the elite or the rich, because you're able to change out clothes and buy this and the other because you literally have the money to spend. But I also think we are seeing a lot more resurgences, in my opinion, of the 2010s to 2000s to 2010s style of fashion, and a lot of the same rhetoric or like the same patterns that we saw in the early 2000s. I think we're seeing that again happening. We've already seen the shift of people already getting thin, right? We've seen the BBLs, reversals. We've seen everyone is skinny again. Ozempic got big. Everybody was on the Ozempic. Everyone is on Ozempic. I think we're seeing a lot of that like elitism when it comes to fashion at play again. I don't think it's anything new. I think it comes in waves. This one was just a quicker wave than not. But let's be real, right? 2000s to now was 20 years ago. Waves and trends tend to happen every 20 years. So my theory is, I feel waves and trends tend to happen every 20 years because people are having kids. In your 20s and 30s, you have a child. At that point of having a child, you're playing all the things and you wear the clothes and the fashion of that time. Your kid grows up. 20 years later, they want to live their life. They're reminiscent of a time when they were young, when they were safe, when they were a baby. So yeah, we've seen a lot of, the 90s. If you see someone dressed like the 90s or the early 2000s, you can kind of tell if they're Gen Z or like millennials or this, that, and the other. We're seeing a resurgence of those trends because, again, it's been 20 or so years, right? 2000s was 24 years ago. It's about time. Not saying it's about time because honestly, I didn't think we were gonna go back this way, but it's about time for the trends to pop up again. So it's nothing new, is what I'm saying. The middle class is actually a big factor of the market when it comes to luxury brands. I just think, to be honest, the Row is niching down super duper hard right now. They know that it would exclude the main like middle class people who actually buy these luxury goods based off seeing their favorite influencers talking about it. You know, it appeals to them, they go and buy it, things of that nature. And I think they're really saying, no, we don't even want you guys. We want who we want. We want our ideal clientele. We want what I said, the WASPs. I think, in my opinion, or just like ultra wealthy. Maybe I shouldn't limit it to that. I guess ultra wealthy. I bet you're just wealthy or just rich. But yeah, I mean, like I said, always look for a deal and a discount. You can find something. But yeah, so the middle class is influenced by the right. The middle class is influenced by the influencers they see or the content creators that they see. If they're not able to see these things, guess what? They're not going to buy it, or they're not going to know. Again, nothing new. In the 2000s, we had bad infomercials from we had bad infomercials on TV. We had good commercials. We had good ads. We had terrible ads. We had terrible products. We had great products. We had products that were scammed. We had those Livestrong bracelets that were supposed to do something that never did. There was that one that they all said would give you balance or something that we bought that was a scam. You know, so the idea of someone selling a scam, because a lot of people are like, oh, influencers are scammers. The idea of someone selling you a scam is because you're following people that could scam you. Like, follow the people that are real. Follow the people that you believe the things that they say. Follow the people that give you some kind of evidence or research to what they were talking about. If you're following somebody because you just like the way that they flip their hair, you might get scammed. I don't know. Maybe do the research a little bit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm above a scam. We've all got scammed at one point in our lives. But if you continuously, if you're not doing your due diligence and you just see something go viral and then you buy it because something went viral, you might get scammed. It just maybe went viral because someone talked really well about it. Now you got scammed. I actually saw a video recently that was like, we have learned like helplessness on the internet. Nobody wants to take responsibility for the fact that, oh, maybe I just didn't do my due diligence. You're the consumer. You're the one going out and buying all those things. If you decide what you want to choose, who you want to listen to, based off the fact that you really feel like you trust this person, then more than likely you'll probably be in the comment section looking at stuff and see what people are saying and this, that. You wouldn't more than likely get scammed. But if you follow, you know, every new hottie of the week and the new hit girl today and tomorrow, well then, you have to be able to like filter through the noise. The real question, what side of the internet am I on? Are you on the side of the internet where it's like ads every 10 seconds? Don't get me wrong, TikTok did that thing for a while where it was like ads every second. But if you are with someone, an influencer, and every 2 seconds they're selling you something, maybe don't go to them for things to buy. Maybe go to them to see what's hot this week, rather than what to buy. There's this learned helplessness on the internet where everyone is always like, explain it to me, tell me how to do it. It's like, can't you Google it? Google is for free, for real. It really is for free. Like, I learned most of the things that I learned by going and sitting down and doing the research and Googling and listening to people. And even sometimes I make videos or things like that, I learn new information and I change my mind. I talk about that in my video about lab diamonds. I changed my mind when I learned more information. That is okay. We're humans. We're allowed to change. This idea that like everyone is evil on the internet, then don't be on the internet. Turn your phone off. Take a social media break. You don't want to do that, but you want to complain the whole time. I don't know. That part to me, it's like, make it make sense. Either follow people with more thoughtful content or stop being on the internet. I don't know. Figure that part out. But for me, I have seen rhetoric a lot on the internet, and it's always been around. It's just changed format for people who create content on the internet now. Before it was, oh, this celebrity does this too much, or I see this person all the time here and there, like, are they, you know, they do anything for a check. But yeah, I would love to know, what side of the internet are you on? Do you see a lot of ads that you're like, straight up, this is a scam, I want to get out this side of the internet? Let me know. I would love to know. And until next time, bye.